They may sound like harmless words, but for many older parents, these phrases land like quiet betrayals. They cut deeper than most people realize, not because they're loud or cruel, but because they come from someone you love, someone you raised, someone you never thought would make you feel small. This video isn't meant to start a fight or create drama in your family. It's meant to help you see things clearly, because when certain patterns show up again and again, you deserve to recognize them for what they are. Not love, not care, but control, disrespect, and sometimes emotional abandonment. And here's the hardest part. It doesn't always come from bad people. Sometimes it comes from good kids, overwhelmed, distracted, or emotionally distant. But you still feel it, and it still hurts. So if you've ever walked away from a conversation with your child feeling dismissed, ignored, or ashamed of emotions you had every right to feel, this is for you. Let's gently look at 7 phrases no parent deserves to hear in their later years, and why walking away, even quietly, might be the most loving thing you can do. For yourself. Phrase number 1. You're remembering it wrong. It sounds simple. A quick correction. A small disagreement about something that happened years ago. But to an aging parent, this phrase doesn't feel small at all. It feels like the ground shifting under your feet, like your life is being edited while you're still here to remember it. When your adult child says, "You're remembering it wrong," they may not mean to hurt you. Maybe they truly believe their version is accurate. Maybe they're frustrated. Maybe they've forgotten something themselves. But intention doesn't always match impact. Because what this phrase really does is sow doubt. You start to wonder, am I losing it? Did I imagine that? Maybe I shouldn't speak up next time. And slowly, quietly, your voice begins to disappear, even in the stories that belong to you. The older we get, the more our memories become our foundation. They're not just details, they're identity. They hold the truth of who we were, who we loved, what we sacrificed, and what shaped us. So when someone, especially your own child, tells you that your memory is wrong, it doesn't just sting, it shakes your dignity. And here's the truth. Memory isn't perfect. Not yours, not theirs. But dismissing yours outright isn't just disrespectful, it's gaslighting. And that kind of emotional erosion, over time, can do more damage than we realize. It can make you quiet in conversations that matter. It can make you withdraw from people you love. It can make you second-guess what you've known your whole life. And no parent deserves to feel that way. If someone has ever made you doubt your own mind, not out of love, but out of impatience, it's okay to step back. Your memories matter. And your story is yours to tell. Phrase number 2. We know what's best for you. At first glance, it sounds like love. Like care. Like someone looking out for your well-being when things feel uncertain. But under that gentle surface, this phrase often carries a quiet message. We've already decided. Your opinion isn't needed. When your adult children say, "We know what's best for you," they may truly believe they're helping. They might be overwhelmed by your medical needs, worried about your safety, or just trying to juggle their own busy lives. But in the rush to make choices for you, they sometimes forget to make space with you. And that space, for conversation, consent, dignity, is everything. Because even when your body slows down, even when you ask for help, you're still a person, still a parent, still someone with wisdom, preferences, and the right to shape your own life. This phrase often shows up during big decisions: where you'll live, who manages your finances, whether you're still able to do certain things. And when it comes out of the blue, when you're told, not asked, it can feel like your identity is slipping through your fingers. And here's what makes it worse. When you try to speak up, you're sometimes met with resistance or guilt, as if questioning their choices means you're being ungrateful. But real care doesn't silence you. It includes you. It asks, it listens, it respects. Saying, We know what's best for you might come from a place of love, but love that doesn't include your voice isn't love. It's control. You're allowed to ask questions, to disagree, to say, "This is my life, and I deserve a seat at the table." Phrase number 3. You're too sensitive. It's a phrase that slips out so easily, often with a sigh, a shrug, or even a laugh. But when someone you love says, "You're too sensitive," it doesn't just dismiss your feelings, it denies them entirely. It tells you that your reaction isn't valid, that your emotions are somehow a flaw. And when it comes from your own child, someone who once looked to you for comfort, for understanding, for safety, it stings in a way that's hard to describe. Because you weren't being unreasonable. You were hurt. You were trying to express something real. But instead of being heard, you were told you were overreacting. This is how emotional silencing begins. Suddenly, you start keeping things inside. You stop mentioning what bothers you. You walk on eggshells, afraid that any honest reaction will be labeled as too much. But your emotions are not a problem. They're human. They are the result of a lifetime of love, loss, memory, and meaning. You've earned the right to feel things deeply. And here's what most people forget. Sensitivity is not weakness. It's awareness. It's connection. It's the reason you remember birthdays, notice sadness in someone's voice, or feel someone's pain like it's your own. Being sensitive means you still care, still feel, still love. So when someone brushes you off with, "You're too sensitive," what they're really saying is, "Your pain makes me uncomfortable." But your job isn't to make others comfortable. Your job, at this stage in life, is to honor what's real for you. And that includes your heart. Your feelings are not up for debate. They deserve room. And anyone who truly loves you will make space for them. Phrase number 4. You should just move into a home. It's a phrase that slips out so easily, often with a sigh, a shrug, or even a laugh. But when someone you love says, "You're too sensitive," it doesn't just dismiss your feelings. It denies them entirely. It tells you that your reaction isn't valid, that your emotions are somehow a flaw. And when it comes from your own child, someone who once looked to you for comfort, for understanding, for safety, it stings in a way that's hard to describe. Because you weren't being unreasonable. You were hurt. You were trying to express something real. But instead of being heard, you were told you were overreacting. This is how emotional silencing begins. Suddenly, you start keeping things inside. You stop mentioning what bothers you. You walk on eggshells, afraid that any honest reaction will be labeled as too much. But your emotions are not a problem. They're human. They are the result of a lifetime of love, loss, memory, and meaning. You've earned the right to feel things deeply. And here's what most people forget. Sensitivity is not weakness. It's awareness. It's connection. It's the reason you remember birthdays, notice sadness in someone's voice, or feel someone's pain like it's your own. Being sensitive means you still care, still feel, still love. So when someone brushes you off with, "You're too sensitive," what they're really saying is, "Your pain makes me uncomfortable." But your job isn't to make others comfortable. Your job, at this stage in life, is to honor what's real for you, and that includes your heart. Your feelings are not up for debate. They deserve room, and anyone who truly loves you will make space for them. Phrase number 5. It's for your own good. At first, it sounds like care, protection, love wrapped in logic. But for many older adults, hearing, "It's for your own good," doesn't feel like kindness. It feels like a lock clicking shut, a boundary being crossed, a decision made without you. This phrase is often used when adult children are trying to convince a parent to do something they're reluctant about. Moving into a facility, handing over finances, giving up driving, starting a medication they're unsure about. And while the intention might be safety or support, the delivery skips something crucial, understanding. Because "it's for your own good" doesn't invite conversation. It shuts it down. It says, "You don't need to think about this. We've already decided." But true care requires more than just action. It requires consent. It requires empathy. It requires the hard, patient work of listening, even when the other person doesn't agree right away. When someone uses this phrase, they may not realize how it lands, but to the person hearing it, especially in later years, it sounds like control, like a gentle way of saying, "Your opinion no longer matters." And when it's repeated enough, you start to believe it. You begin to think that pushing back is selfish, that asking questions is ungrateful, that trusting yourself is foolish. But that's not true. You're still allowed to make decisions about your body, your space, your time, even if you need help to carry them out. Because dignity doesn't vanish with age, and neither should your right to choose. If someone ever tells you, "It's for your own good," you're allowed to ask, "Then why does it make me feel invisible?" Real love listens, even when it disagrees. Phrase number 6. You wouldn't understand. It's short, casual, dismissive. But beneath those 4 words lies a message that hits deep. You're not capable. You don't get it. And we don't need to explain. When your children or grandchildren say, "You wouldn't understand," they may not mean to hurt you. Maybe they're trying to avoid a longer conversation. Maybe they assume you're from a different world, a different time. Maybe they think they're protecting you. But in doing so, they draw a line and place you outside it. This phrase doesn't just shut down a topic. It shuts you down. It tells you that your voice, your curiosity, your perspective don't belong in the room. And that's not just frustrating, it's painful. Because the truth is, you understand far more than they realize. You've lived through war, loss, heartache, and change. You've raised families, fixed broken things, navigated life without GPS or Google. You've read people, managed money, made impossible choices. And you did it all before anyone handed you instructions. So, yes, you would understand. You might even have insight they don't. But this phrase isn't really about your understanding. It's about power. It's a way to keep you quiet. To avoid the discomfort of your questions, your wisdom, your lived experience. And over time, when you're told often enough that you wouldn't understand, you start to believe that maybe you shouldn't even try. But don't let anyone shrink you. Don't let age become a curtain that blocks your right to be involved, informed, or heard. You don't need to know everything, but you deserve to be spoken to, not spoken around. Phrase number 7. We've already decided. There's a chill in those words, a finality, a quiet door shutting and locking behind you. We've already decided. No discussion, no warning, no seat at the table. When your adult children say this, it often means a major decision has been made about your home, your health, your money, your future. And somehow, you weren't part of it. They may tell themselves they're helping, that you'd only worry, that it was just easier this way. But easier for who? Because this phrase doesn't protect you, it erases you. It turns your life into a checklist. It turns your dignity into a problem to be solved. And worst of all, it suggests you've become someone whose voice no longer matters. And maybe that's what hurts most. Not the decision itself, but the silence, the absence of conversation, the assumption that you wouldn't understand, or wouldn't cope, or wouldn't agree anyway. But you've spent a lifetime making choices, hard ones, brave ones, and even now, especially now, you deserve to be asked, not managed. Being excluded from decisions about your own life is more than frustrating. It's dehumanizing, because it tells you, without saying it outright, you're no longer the main character in your own story. But here's the truth they forget. You still have wisdom, you still have preferences, you still have rights. And any decision made about your life, without you, is a decision made wrong. You may be aging, but you're not invisible. Speak up. You belong in the room, every time. Here are 3 more on-the-edge phrases. not always meant to hurt, but often land the wrong way, especially when said to seniors. These are crafted in the same emotionally reflective, respectful tone to match the previous entries. Phrase 8. Just trust us. It's said with a smile, a hand on your shoulder, a tone that suggests love, but also a wall. Just trust us. And while trust is vital in any family, this phrase can sometimes be a cover for something else. A lack of transparency, a shortcut past your questions. Because when someone says, just trust us, without explanation, what they're really saying is, don't ask, don't worry, don't interfere. But asking questions doesn't mean you lack trust. It means you care. It means you want to understand, to be involved, to remain part of your own life. Being a parent doesn't stop when your kids grow up. And being older doesn't mean you surrender the right to know what's happening. Trust is a two-way street, not a tool to silence. Phrase 9. You've had your turn. It might be a joke, a passing comment at dinner, but it stings. Because behind those words is the implication, you're done now, step aside, fade out. Of course, every generation needs room to lead, but that doesn't mean the previous generation must vanish into silence. You are still learning, still loving, still living. Your turn didn't end just because theirs began. This chapter of life still belongs to you, and it matters just as much. Phrase 10. You should be grateful. Gratitude is powerful. But when it's demanded, especially by those who've taken control, it becomes something else. Obligation. You should be grateful often follows after a favor, a decision, or even a mistake that wasn't discussed. But gratitude, to be real, must be given freely, not extracted. And being grateful doesn't mean giving up your boundaries, your dignity, or your voice. Yes, your family might be helping, but that doesn't mean you owe them silence. True love doesn't keep score. It listens. If you've heard one or more of these phrases, you're not alone. Maybe they were said with love. Maybe they came from fear, stress, or good intentions. But even well-meant words can wound when they silence, dismiss, or exclude you from your own life. Being a parent doesn't end when your child becomes an adult. And growing older doesn't mean you've stopped thinking, feeling, or deserving a say. Your wisdom didn't disappear. Your heart didn't get smaller. Your right to be respected didn't expire with age. So if any of these phrases struck a nerve, take a breath. And remember this: you have the right to ask questions, to express how something makes you feel, to say, that doesn't sit right with me. You don't need to fight, but you do need to be heard. Aging is not a surrender. It's a continuation. And your story still matters. So start a conversation. Set a boundary. Reclaim your place at the table. Because respect isn't something you grow out of. It's something you grow into. If this video resonated with you, share it with someone you trust. Let's start a conversation that includes everyone, especially the ones who are so often left out. And if you've ever felt silenced, tell me below. What's something you wish your kids would really hear from you? You're not alone in this. We're listening.